Alright guys, so if you guys remember, a little while ago I did a pair of videos talking about how I'd reboot the Dark Universe, the shared Universal Monsterverse that just couldn't get off the ground thanks Tom Cruise. And yeah, so I did phases 1 and 2, and now it's time to finally close the chapters, with the next two videos being phases 3 and 4. So let's get into it with phase 3. Now, to catch everybody up, this part of the story arc, after phases 1 and 2, Jack Talbot is dead after the events of Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Dracula has amassed his monster forces, and Van Helsing is kind of backed against the wall. So phase 3, my idea for phase 3 of the this dark universe is that Dracula's enacting his war on mankind. Like, these are the opening salvos to his war on mankind. But like I said at the end of it, that Jack Talbot, the original Wolfman, died. So there's going to be a new werewolf to kick things off phase 3, and that is the Werewolf of London, which is, funny enough, the first movie, the werewolf movie before the Wolfman, that everyone seems to forget. So we follow Dr. Wilfred Glendon, who was bitten by a werewolf in Tibet. We're following the original film, and what has happened is that Glendon is feeling the lycanthropy. But here's the thing: since the lycanthropy for him is different than the werewolf that bit Talbot. You see, in here we're gonna have that werewolves come in different breeds, like dogs. So the Tibetan werewolf, which is like near extinction, is more intelligent. It's not as physically strong as the type of werewolf that bit Talbot, but it's just as agile. It does have strength, but not to the level of the Wolfman did. So Glendon does also retain some of his humanity, because we do see that in the original film. So I want that to carry over in here. Is that Will Glendon? Glendon would be his werewolf he would be able to think as a werewolf. He wouldn't be able to communicate and talk, but he would be able to think. So, as Glendon is being infected overcome with his lycanthropy, Van Helsing arrives in London at roughly the same time Renfield, on behalf of Dracula, has come. So it's more in this phase. It's more like in this movie. It's more of Van Helsing and Glendon. Van Helsing and Renfield kind of competing as to who gets Glendon to replace the werewolf. But yeah, at the end of it, Glendon actually chooses to team up with Van Helsing in order to cure himself of the lycanthropy and defeat Dracula's evil, because he clearly sees that the evil of Dracula must be stopped, as the monsters are starting to come out of the shadows and attack mankind from every angle. However, at the end of the movie, it would be revealed that Talbot's body has been recovered by Dracula, and he's used moonlight to resurrect him, bringing back not Talbot, but the Wolfman itself. Like, now he's the werewolf 24/7. Next up is in this series is the Invisible Man Returns. The Invisible Man Returns is that Jack Griffin has gone on this would be a horror spy espionage kind of film, where in this story, Jack Griffin, who's partnered with Mr. Hyde, the Invisible Man and Mr. Hyde, are teamed up in order to find the notes of the late Dr. Frankenstein. But however, what they discover is that Frankenstein's son has collected the notes, and now it's more of them, and he's planning on selling them rather than, hold on to them. He's like, yeah, I want to make money off of this and sell it to the highest bidder of the world powers. So the Invisible Man, Jack Griffin and Mr. Hyde go on this spy journey in order to find and reclaim those notes, and basically get those notes so they can make an undead army. So it's, like I said, a horror spy series, and it'd be cool to have the Invisible Man and Mr. Hyde work together in a horror comedy, like a horror buddy cop thing. but instead of, like, they're cracking jokes as they're brutally murdering people. So I thought that would be kind of a fun new angle for this story. Following that is the Son of Dracula. So Dracula's war is moving on at a faster pace. Like, his plans are moving at a more rapid pace, and now a new player has come in, and someone that Dracula cannot afford to have at his throat. It's his own son, Alucard. So Alucard, they did have an Alucard, but they never really, like, here's the thing about the original Son of Dracula. They could never really fucking figure out if they wanted to make Lon Chaney Jr.'s Dracula Alucard or actually Dracula. It was really kind of infuriating when you get down to it. It's pretty annoying. So in here, Alucard has kind of made his presence known, and this would be another Dracula film where Dracula wages a war in order to stop his son from gaining power among the monsters. Like, this is basically Dracula's movie where he's waging war with his son who wants to take power from him after he's been planning so long for this moment. Eventually, Dracula's son does get defeated by Dracula, but the other thing is, now he knows, like, there's another threat to him, and that's his daughter. So, now Dracula has to be on guard because his daughter is also against him, but not in the same way that his son was. But we'll get to that in a moment, because next up is the Mummy's Ghost. The Mummy's Ghost, remember, it isn't Imhotep in this continuity, it's Karas. So Karas, in this story, has been sent on a mission in order to find the burial chamber of Anaxanamun and find the Book of Life. So in here, the mummy Karas fights his way through various forces, such as British soldiers, scholars, Egyptian priests that are trying to keep, and protectors of Anaxanamun's grave. Eventually, he does get the Book of Life and returns it to Dracula, one step closer to the ultimate plan. Next up is Revenge of the Creature. This is the Creature of the Black Lagoon sequel. In here, Dracula has sent the creature into not the depths of the Amazon, but the depths of the depths of the waters outside of the U.S. colonies. Well, the American states, I should say. Remember, American expansionism is still going on. Here, he wants to keep when he enacts his plan, it'll be attacked begin in Europe. But the creature has been sent in order to destabilize the other side and the other side of the continent and the other side of the world, I should say, and make it ready for when monsters attack. So the creature has been sent in order to destabilize trade routes as well as terrorize, like, seaports and whatnot. So that's the creature from the Black Lagoon. So that's the Revenge of the Creature. Finally, we come to the end of this movie, because throughout this, I should say, is that Van Helsing has been battling all of the monsters, but he and Glendon and Dr. Glendon have been battling the forces of these monsters. In this one, I would also say that in Revenge of the Creature, the Phantom is also sent with the creature, more as like to keep him as like a guard dog and keep him in line. So they've been battling. So Glendon and him have been battling. Now, eventually, we come to the final movie of Phase 3, and that's Dracula's daughter. This was the other threat that Dracula was contending with. Zofia wants to defeat Dracula, but not to take power like her brother Alucard did. In here, she wants to stop him because she fears of what her father will do to the world. So, in here, she enacts her own plan to do battle with Dracula and try to stop his monster invasion. In here, Dracula's daughter, makes a grandiose plan to try to stop Dracula and the other monsters until, in a evil monster avenger thing, they all defeat her. But, however, she does escape death, and this is where she finds Van Helsing. and joins his team and joins his now growing team of monster fighters. So there you go, guys. That is Phase 3 of the Dark Universe. I'm enjoying this really. I'm enjoying this a lot. I'm having a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are too. So what do you guys think of Phase 3? Do you guys like it so far? Or do you guys like this series so far? Do you guys hate it? Well, either way, we've still got one more chapter to do, and that is Phase 4. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, the Multiverse.